Hi there, and welcome to The Daily Gardener, an almanac of garden history, literature, and small botanical joys. I'm Jennifer Eveling, and today is August 24th. In the summer of 1952, Sylvia Plath was 19 and home from school. It had been raining when she opened her journal and put down 4 simple words to call the stretch of the year that belongs to neither season. She said it was the odd, uneven time. And that's exactly where I am right now. June and July are in the rearview mirror. October is still somewhere up ahead. The garden looks tired, and the light is shifting. The shadows are longer now, and the mornings are cooler than they were just 2 weeks ago. And the cicadas are still loud at night. But I can already hear the first crickets coming in, and I've stopped fighting it. I'm not trying to make the garden look like June anymore. The summer of 2026 was a good one out here. The garden gave me everything it had, and I loved every week of it. But I'm ready for what comes next. Putting the garden to bed, taking what I learned this year into next year, and ordering the spring bulbs. And fall brings the part I like best: cool mornings and cool nights. Gardening in a sweatshirt and a bonfire after dark. It's okay that things change. Nature goes with the flow, and we do better when we follow her example. Here's today's garden history. It was on this day in 1591 that the English poet and country parson Robert Herrick was baptized in London. He was named after his uncle, another Robert Herrick, a wealthy man in Leicester who built a house and garden on the ground where Greyfriars Monastery had stood. In his uncle's garden, a stone pillar carried an inscription saying Richard III was buried there. But Robert Herrick the poet never had anything quite so unusual in his own garden. Instead, he wrote quietly about the blossoms and the brook, May Day and the harvest, and the simple goings-on in his small country garden in Devon. His best-known poem is about roses. He said, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Old time is still a-flying. And this same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying." And it was on this day in 1956 that the American writer Adam Gopnik was born in Philadelphia. He was raised in Montreal and has been writing for The New Yorker since 1986. In 2011, he gave a series of lectures about the season of winter, which became a book called Winter. And in the middle of it, he reached for a word out of botany. The word was vernalization, and it means the stretch of cold that some plants have to sit through before they will bloom. Adam applied the word to people. He said that without winter, we would be playing life with no flats or sharps, on a piano with no black keys. And it was on this day in 1977 that the American novelist John Green was born in Indianapolis. He grew up in Orlando, where his father ran the Florida chapter of the Nature Conservancy. So he was raised around people whose job was saving the land. In 2012, John's 4th novel, The Fault in Our Stars, went straight to #1. In the first chapter, he writes about a moment when the young girl narrating the book is given flowers. But she doesn't want to put them in a vase in the family living room, because then she'd have to share them. She said, "They would have been everyone's flowers. I wanted them to be my flowers. It's time to grow that garden library with today's book, What a Plant Knows by Daniel Kamovitz. Daniel is a trained plant biologist, and the question his book asks is a simple one. What does a plant actually take in about the world around it? It's not a mystical question. Daniel quickly clarifies that a plant has no brain, and that a plant doesn't feel pain in the way humans do. But a plant is able to sense things, and it can sense far more than we give it credit for. For instance, a willow knows when the trees next to it have been taken over by caterpillars. And a Venus flytrap knows when to close. An avocado ripens faster in a paper bag with a banana. And a daffodil registers when you're standing in its light, which is a strange thing to sit with when you're out weeding. The tomato you're staking is taking in the light and the touch and the fact that something walked up beside it. Daniel gets into memory, too, which might be the strangest chapter in the book. And he looks at how a plant knows up from down. In the book, Daniel explores one sense at a time from the plant's perspective. What a Plant Knows by Daniel Kamovitz is a book that changes what you think you know about plants and how it feels to stand in your own garden. Turns out, there's a lot more going on with the plants in your garden than watering and weeding. And finally, here's something sweet to ignite the little botanic spark in your heart. Today's fictional correspondence comes from the American painter Frederick Frieseke, written from Giverny in 1919. Dear Daily Gardener, the hollyhocks are up, and they are such grand specimens to paint. No doubt my neighbor Claude Monet sees them peeking over the wall. To answer your question, no, we are not good friends. We nod and wave hello, but he and my wife Sadie can talk about plants for an hour. Today the talk was about the lilies, which are starting to turn yellow. As you know, I did not plant them, or any of it. And yes, you are right. What would I do without my darling Sadie? The best day of my life was the day she agreed to marry me, 7 years after we met. Every morning, we eat breakfast at our little green wicker table out on the grass. And while she tends the garden, I paint. It's a nice, quiet arrangement. People tell me I paint flowers, but I really paint the sun coming down on them. That's the whole thing. If I could only capture it the way I see it, I would be happy. Suffice it to say, I have not managed it yet. Do you have any women's hats with a wide brim? Yesterday, Sadie and I went into town and shopped for almost 4 hours looking for more hats and parasols for the models to use for my paintings. Sadie always has a better eye for this. Then she pairs them with the flowers in the garden for the best composition. If it were possible for me to come to your garden, we both think your hydrangeas would be a nice backdrop. I'm glad that you like the painting of Sadie in the garden at our little breakfast table. The coral necklace was a good idea. The plate of fruit started out filled, but by the time I was done for the day, there was only one piece left. Sadie liked sewing there while I painted, but she did not like that the coffee went cold. I was just happy that the sewing kept her occupied and still. I'm enclosing a photo of Sadie and me with our Fran when she was little. The garden looks so tidy. I think it was in early June because the peonies were just starting to bloom. Yours, F.C. Frieseke. P.S. I'd love to hear more about your great-aunt's place in Michigan. That's where I was born in 1874. That was Frederick Karl Frieseke, who died in Normandy on this day in 1939, 8 days before Germany invaded Poland. In 1915, he took the grand prize at the San Francisco World's Fair for a group of paintings that included Summer, which hangs at the Met. Today, Sadie's garden at Giverny is gone, but Frederick's painting of Breakfast in the Garden is not. It belongs to the Terra Foundation for American Art in Chicago. And the photo mentioned in the letter is real. I've shared that in the Facebook group for the show and in the Friday newsletter, which resumes this week. If you'd like to sign up, just head over to thedailygardener.org and click the link. Today's book recommendation was What a Plant Knows by Daniel Kamovitz. Thanks for listening to The Daily Gardener, and remember, for a happy, healthy life, garden every day.